This is going to be a slight departure from my usual content, but some of you may find it interesting and some may actually find it useful if you're considering buying a new action cam, be it for Airsoft or other adventures. As you may have seen in a previous short I posted, I just got the newest, shiniest thing in the action cam world, the DJI Action 5 Pro. I wasn't particularly looking for a new camera, but when I saw the launch of this, its technical specs and advantages, I decided it was time for an upgrade. What caught my eye first was its battery life. DJI claims more than 4 hours recording time in 1080p 24 frames a second. Now, in the real world, the footage I recorded for the upcoming gameplay video was 1 hour 32 minutes long, shot in 4K 50 FPS in 4:3 aspect ratio, with both screens turned off, and at the end of the day I still had 25% battery remaining, all while being connected to a microphone wirelessly, but more on that later. Actually, this was the whole point of me buying this camera, to record a full day of pickup games or a whole tournament on one battery. Not needing to worry about changing batteries, charging multiple batteries or the camera and so on is a welcomed advantage. Its processor is playing a part in the camera being so efficient. DJI is using a new 4nm chip that sips power compared to any other camera on the market. Then there is the price. 380 euros is by far the cheapest action cam with these specs for the moment. 480 euro gets you the adventure combo, which includes a telescoping pole, 2 extra batteries and a charging case for them. Another big advantage for the new kid on the block is the low light performance. GoPros have been struggling with this for a long time, and for me, playing mostly indoors CQB in dimly lit environments, a camera capable of recording in such scenarios means better, higher quality for the channel. Speaking of convenient features, I know the latest GoPros had this, but my trusty Hero 8 didn't. 4:3 recording. This is nice for a number of reasons. You can reframe a shot pretty easy, since you have all the vertical room you need to play with. If you want to get short material for social media, but you don't want to reshoot a scene, using 4:3 makes it pretty easy, you just crop in. Shooting in 4:3 does not reduce the video quality, since the sensor is actually 4:3 ratio. And now some other nice to haves. It can wirelessly connect up to 2 DJI Mic 2 transmitters, and you can control the mic settings from the camera, which is pretty useful. The included camera cage makes it easy to switch mounts and start recording vertically, in case you want to do that. The whole camera is waterproof without a case up to 20 meters, and it records gyro data in wide mode with rock steady turned off, in case you want to stabilize your footage afterwards with another piece of software like Gyroflow. I know it won't be a fair comparison at all, but for me, this was the decision I had to make. Either stick with the GoPro Hero 8, buy the latest GoPro, which I know had overheating issues for 3 generations now and has poor low light performance, or go with the ever-expanding DJI ecosystem. Let's take both these cameras for a walk around of Hero Factory, the CQB arena where I mostly go to these days to quote-unquote train for my Speedsoft tournaments.
Let's move to the middle. Both of them are allowed to go to the highest ISO they can. Now let's also go into more of a dark area, see how that looks. How about here, huh? Pretty nice arena where I like to play on Thursdays every time I can. It's a good mix of CQB and for me, just trying to train for my Speedsoft championships, this is the best option I got at the moment.
The Action 5 Pro can record in multiple color profiles, from 8-bit to 10-bit, HLG 10-bit and D-Log M 10-bit, with the option to recover the colors. This footage that you just saw was all recorded in D-Log M to try and see if this color mode has any advantage in preserving low light details, and I think it did its job. Let me walk you through the settings I used for this video, if you want to get a similar look. First of all, resolution. As I mentioned before, this was filmed in 4K with a 4:3 aspect ratio and 50 FPS because we are in Europe and 50 Hz is the frequency for lights and electrical appliances, so I don't get any flickering in the video. Next, I had Rocksteady turned on, and it did a solid job stabilizing the footage with standard dewarped image. As far as exposure settings go, Shutter speed was allowed to go between 1/100 and 1/8000. Exposure compensation was at -0.7, because the Action 5 tends to overexpose a little bit, and ISO was on default. White balance was set at 5500 Kelvin for consistency's sake. Now I'll show you my setup for that game. On top we have a waterproof case, which was heavily drilled and milled to offer as much airflow as possible. In reality, after recording 15 to 20 minute sessions with it, the camera did not even get warm to the touch. I set the screens to automatically turn off 3 seconds after I start recording, so I was not easily spotted by enemies. And I wanna say, this $15 waterproof case took multiple 1.5 joule hits without even a mark, so I am very confident my camera is protected. Right here I managed to tuck a DJI mic too, so I got better voice audio from the game, although it made it really apparent for me that I'm out of shape, since I was out of breath quite often. All in all, I am pretty impressed with this camera, the features it offers, and now I can bring even better videos to you guys. If you enjoyed this review, leave this video a like and consider subscribing for more Airsoft product reviews and gameplay. See you in the next video.